Good day, Nigerians. This now Obidati Family TV, and you are welcome to Hope Alive Show. We already know as we take the one for here. Anyways, today we're going to look into so many issues. We, in fact, going to touchlight the proof of election rigging where happened, where INEC withheld, where they no one make we see. Now those things we go touchlight, look and where, starting from Osun State and how it relates to this presidential election and the BVAS way malfunction and all the magomago way go down for this election, plus all the other things where INEC they hide, where they no one make we see. Now all those things we go touchlight today. So just do well to stay with us as we enter today's show gong gong. My name is Peace Obiokwe, and as always, Mr. Kanu day here with me. Mr. Kanu, welcome.
Yeah, peace, our people. On a good morning, on a good afternoon, on a good evening, depending on where on a day they watch us live. Today, we won't bring one open secret where INEC they hide from Nigeria. Why we say it's open secret is something that all of us know. But maybe how to apply them now be the problem. So today we won't open them as Supreme Court don't give us their body language and made pronouncements very, very clear on how election rigging can be proved. And a Supreme Court matter for Osun State. Now would they do this analysis? Now would they open this very secret where they open, where INEC get? Now we won't talk today. So we get right to it straight. And person when we say they join me to do this analysis, now Etelbert, Dr. Etelbert, welcome to the show.
I agree to good morning, good morning, good morning.
So also I don't tell them today because on Friday I say make everybody make their comments. Waiting then think. On Thursday I say make people make their comments. Make we for understand how you take feel about waiting they happen for election tribunal. Tell us what you think about the whole thing. And many people don't talk, and waiting them talk, I won't begin to answer some of the questions where they there. And phone number go there in front of this screen now. So that if you even want contribute, you go call, contribute. If we no answer you, if it be say we dey treat the matter inside the studio, but make you be patient, we go answer you. So if you call that number, we go take. So Dr. Etel, I want make we get straight to this very open secret and the body language of the Supreme Court, because from what the Supreme Court don't announce for this Oyetola's appeal, where them throw away, it don't show see the direction where the Supreme Court they think. Because after the tribunal, we go talk about Supreme Court or Court of Appeal before Supreme Court myself. Because the judgment of tribunal, this Supreme Court don't talk say it no work. So the tribunal where they sit now go first of all reason from the judgment where Supreme Court give now, so that they go no say if they no do it well, then go throw away waiting them talk. So first, let's look at what INEC presented for that very Supreme Court to arrive at their decision. That, after that very judgment, the lawyer of INEC, people they mistake that lawyer, thinking say na the lawyer of the governor, but maybe the governor lawyer. Now INEC lawyer talk say them bring BVAS for the first time and tender this as evidence. And that open secret now I won't open, because when I talk that they say INEC is busted. Some people they comment, they don't understand what I mean say INEC is busted. Now go review how INEC take the busted. So make we first listen to that INEC lawyer, how it waiting in talk after that very judgment of Supreme Court. Make we listen to them just now before we go on.
Informed the tribunal and presented evidence that the petition was not what being presented. And the tribunal ignored justice and delivered what cannot pass for a judgment. Today, the Supreme Court has said there is no scintilla of merit. No scintilla of merit. What a sad day for that tribunal.
Wow.
Now, the Supreme Court has, through this case, settled a lot of issues that will come before ongoing tribunals and courts. And that was why, as INEC, we tendered the BVAS machines for the first time in Nigeria, so that today, that is the way to go. The Supreme Court has done what they have been established for, doing justice, both according to law and justice of the law. There is peace in all.
That is the way to go. And the way to go is for INEC to tender BVAS for court. So, Dr. Etel, now, when I talk say INEC is busted on Thursday, I suppose, some of our viewers did not understand what I meant by INEC is busted. Because now, he said for the first time in Nigeria that BVAS was tendered as evidence. Now, some people ask, how does that have to deal with the case of Peter Obi and Atiku in the present tribunal? That what Oyetola is talking about is overvoting. We'll get to that very part, but you will see the relationship. One, it has to do with BVAS is the primary source of data in every polling unit. That very BVAS is where everybody is called bimodal, meaning that it's either you are doing your fingerprinting or you are doing facial recognition. It means that everybody will go for polling unit to vote, will go do the accreditation. That BVAS must get their information. Now, what will happen after the voting process? And how the rigging they take occur, we all know. First, is either somebody comes here to snatch the ballot boxes, or somebody comes here to scatter everything while voter is going on, or finally, when they have finished their voting, either on the way to their area collation office, they will corner them and ask them to go to somewhere to change the ballot, the thumb printing on the ballot boxes. They will be exchanged. Now, that happens to be the open secret. I will get to that very point. Dr. Etel, let's start from the point where this BVAS has been tendered in evidence. The implication of tendering BVAS in evidence vis-a-vis the reconfigured BVAS in this Obi's case and Atiku's case now. How do you think it affects Peter Obi, Labour Party, and Atiku, and PDP? Since that very BVAS has been reconfigured, if it's tendered in Supreme Court or even at this tribunal level, will the information still be there, or there is a second primary evidence that could be gotten? Over to you.
I think I can
We are
comfortably
on.
say, my thoughts is this. BVAS accredits voters. It means that before everything starts, before the first ballot is cast, accreditation will be done. The BVAS will collect the information of the people where we say then go vote. So the number of people will go vote for that polling unit, then go no harm even before this thing is done. So they accredit you either by your thumbprint or by your facial recognition. That's why it's called bimodal. If your thumbprint no work, your face go work. If two of them no work, wahala day. But if one of them works or two of them works, fine. They give you ballot paper, you go vote. So the importance is that inside the BVAS contains that particular number of people that were cleared. It's like the security cleared them to enter to be able to vote. Fine. According to what we hear in Oshun, then carry that BVAS physically to that place. And when you tap in tap a button, it will show you the number of accreditation. You can now compare the vote that was cast in that polling unit, whether it is greater or equal to or less. If it is greater, the law says the polling unit is cancelled. If it is equal to what is accredited, fine. The next thing will now be the votes that was assigned to each party. Is it what it should be? Is that particular vote under contention? If it is under contention, then the parties involved will come to make their case to say either they suppressed my vote by not giving me all that I got, or some other things may have happened. So, but the question you ask is, whereas in the Oshun case, the BVAS were still available, but now they have reconfigured the BVAS because of governorship election after the presidential election. If we also look at it from the computer technology point of view, if you want to reformat your hard disk, normally you buy an external disk and transfer all your information that is in the hard disk of the computer you want to reformat into the new one before you reformat it, because when you reformat it, there won't be anything again. I want to believe that when they are talking about certified true copy, it means that the information that was contained on the on the BVAS must have been exported and certified. But what I don't know is who inspected it. Did other parties in question, like the petitioners, do they have their candidates there to inspect that there is no tampering before the reformatting? Is the court going to validate that the certified copy that is being brought into the court now, which will represent the physical BVAS, the content of the physical BVAS, that it has not been reformatted? Because INEC and their attitude look so mischievous lately that they can do anything in order to perpetuate or to cover their crime. So I am personally not comfortable with INEC that they couldn't have done anything. Last night, I read the petition again of the Labour Party. They wrote INEC more than 3 times since the day the appeal court gave them the authority to go and collect this evidence from INEC. They wrote the first one, they wrote the second one, they wrote the third one, and INEC was reluctant to give it to them. A body that is this mischievous in their attitude, how can I guarantee that they have not tampered with that data I don't know. The people must know that there is every possibility that INEC may have tampered with that data. Unless INEC have neutral parties, which involved a stakeholder like PDP, Labour Party, and other parties that are in this case, who inspected when this particular exercise was carried out. In the absence of that, I can't just trust INEC. I don't have any reason to trust INEC. They have proven that they can be trusted. They can be left to just walk in and walk out and give me something and I believe it. No, INEC does not have that character so far. They do not have that integrity. INEC does not have that kind of, organizational integrity for me to trust any word they have said so far.
Okay, Dr. Etel, I want to remind you that one of the reasons why Oyetola's appeal was torn down by the Supreme Court is just one of the things that you explained. Let me read it from their judgment. And it says that the former governor and his party failed to tender relevant materials, such as the BVAS, from the 744 polling units in the state. INEC voters register or from EC8A form showing the number of votes cast at each unit. Now, from what you have said, these are informations that INEC have. And if INEC refuse or neglects to give out this information, how are they expecting somebody to prove the matter in court when you have been held back without the evidence that is required? Because how it takes, as you take talk from their petition, they say many times they don't request for this information. INEC, different times say INEC no give them the access to the information. So if Labour Party and P2B, even Atiku himself, if they no get access to this way Supreme Court they talk now, how are they going to provide it? And that is, how are they who are to prove either overvoting or rigging? How are they going to prove it if INEC has refused to give them such information?
We should now be asking is INEC, is that not contempt of the court? Number one, because the tribunal, which is the appeal court of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, mandated them to do it. And if they didn't do it, is that not contempt of the court? And if they didn't do it early for the petitioners to be able to prepare their argument, is that not a deliberate incursion, a deliberate delay of justice? Thirdly, if INEC did not supply the evidence that is within their possession and which they have been mandated by law to provide, are they trying to say that the whole election is a nullity because they can't defend the result they announced? The person who is saying that the result they announced is a lie is asking them to come and produce a proof that shows that what they announced is true. If they can't defend it, is that not tending to a total question of this whole election because it is a charade? Okay. Because INEC seem to be saying there is no election. They just want to get someone in power who could be squandering our money for as long as the person can stay until the Supreme Court quashes the election and maybe ask us to go back to the field again to cast another election or accept what the petitioners have said. That's one of the options.
Okay, let me get to the open secrets that I've been talking about so that our people can actually follow us along. Now, the open secrets is a fact that in most of the places, polling unit areas on the 20th, we heard that ballot boxes were taken out. I want our people, producer, please, I need you to put in some of those places that were captured. We also have reports that shows that after voting has been conducted in different parts of Lagos and mostly Rivers states, that the ballot boxes were hijacked both by policemen, government forces, and taken to somewhere else. Understandably, these are allegations, but we can see them koro that it did happen. Now, why did I call this to become an open secret? We allege that there is rigging. How does that very rigging happen? We believe that that they took the ballot boxes to somewhere, threw away all the content of the original thumb printing voting that was done, and then they now do the one that they did massive, as you can see on the screen, massive thumb printing. When they finish doing this massive thumb printing, they will pack all of that one and they will count the numbers, because they now know the original numbers that is on the accreditation on the BVAS. They can match it. They are also with the ECA forms, which means that they know the number of accreditation and they don't want to exceed that. What they just need to do is to carry the number of their thumb printing to the number of accreditations done there. Now, in terms of when, okay, you want to come in, okay.
Why I said let me come in is because I said this in the last show when I was here. Exactly what you said now. Let's put it this way. It's like you know that the answer to a certain mathematics question is 20. They've already told you 20. And now you're given a box, you know, like primary school, you're given a box with a lot of cubes inside. All you need is arrange the cube any way you like to arrive at 20. That's what happened. When accreditation is over, and maybe voting is also over, or the voting is not even over, and by some reason, as we have seen people scattering ballot boxes, even under the inspection of during the election day, somewhere, I think in another state, where a polling agent was saying the governor came with his team to scatter the ballot boxes. We saw another place where police vehicle, official government vehicle came. They were in the car driving. The touts went and carried the ballot boxes with the red cover, which is the president, the presidential. That's the one they targeted. They carried it, put it in the van, and drove away. What the theory here is very simple. They already have the BVAS. It shows that, for instance, 700 people was accredited in this place. All they need to do is all the voting that had been done, bring out a new EC8 form booklet, like the one you showed there. Show me that place they were thumb printing, please. And then look at the BVAS. Okay, BVAS captured 700 people. So what are they going to do? They just thumb print 670 for the party they want and share 30 to others. And they tell you that, oh, the number of votes cast is equal to the number of accreditation. But you can see it there. You see it how it is happening. You see exactly how it is happening. Question we
Yes.
need to begin to ask is, how is the court going to deal this kind of case?
That is where third is an open secret. First, these ballot boxes, as we speak, is still in possession of INEC. Is it not?
Mm-hmm.
If you throw away the original votes that people casted at the polling unit, and you have to put the ones that your people stopped in, match it according to the number from the BVAS and all of those things that you do. That one that people massively thumbprinted that you put inside is somewhere in INEC's office. Am I not correct?
Mr. Chidi, are you talking theoretically or are you talking in practical situation? INEC,
In practical,
you know why I'm saying,
practical
why I'm saying
situation,
INEC that cannot allow Labour Party access to a BVAS machine, equipment that is expensive, that is compact yet expensive. They couldn't allow them access after writing them for 3 times. You think that that same INEC will have these ballot papers sorted, arranged? Look at that boxes, how big it is. That one of those boxes can contain about 40 BVAS machines. You're telling me that INEC kept it safe. INEC, your own INEC. You think that this INEC is the Federal Election Board of America or United Kingdom? That's why I'm asking, is it an ideal situation or a practical situation?
Dr. Etel,
I am so disappointed with Mabuza.
Let me assure you of something. What I want to assure you of, that's why I said it's an open secret. Every ballot boxes that came from every polling unit is secured by INEC.
That one is secured? That one I'm seeing now.
Look at what I'm telling you. Yes, these ones that are broken to manufacture it. Because they want to rig it. That's why they throw away everything. Now, what will happen with this is that they will go out and manufacture a result. But a result that is coming out must contain thumbprinted ballot papers. Now, that is why I said it's an open secret. You can see when they are running away with it on the screen. Now, what
I want to ask, I am happy that you said this. So maybe we are saying the same thing from different perspectives. You're actually trying to say that INEC had a script of how they are going to rig this election with a party they want to support. That all these things they are doing to us here is the more we look, the less they see. Because they have what is called in engineering a redundant ballot boxes that they will use to replace all this one. They have redundant ballot papers that they will use to replace the genuine ballot papers. And so that's why they declare the result. So when they're saying what we declare, like when INEC said that Rivers State result is correct, I feel like, what kind of people do we have in our public service in Nigeria? Which result do they have that is not the one they published online?
I want to, before we continue, I want to let you understand in practical terms, the people you have seen in this video carrying ballot boxes and running away, throwing away ballot boxes, that is an arranged act.
Good.
It's either they know that that very polling unit,
good,
that they are not winning on that polling unit.
Thank you. Thank you.
That very polling unit will understand their plan. We now do that kind of arrangement. But where I'm coming to is still where I'm calling the open secret. That you cannot rig an election without actually stuffing a ballot box. You have to stuff it with fake ballots. So I'm not trying to tell you that it's open. Everybody know from the videos we have watched, people will come and snatch the boxes, go away, and next thing you see is that a result is declared. Now, where are they getting the result from? There is a ballot box that has been stuffed with the exact number of votes. But what they are dealing with is actually the total number of in the voters register, which is on the BVAS, and the total number of votes cast. They don't want to know if those votes are actually valid votes or they are fake votes that has been printed and put into those boxes. That is where what I talk about open secret. It's open that they are stuffing those boxes, and I'm trying to tell you that those boxes are still available in INEC custody.
Okay, Mr. Chidi, if I understand what you are saying clearly, what you mean is that, for example, that video where we saw them destroying those ballot boxes, you are trying to say they are replacements of those ballot boxes.
Exactly.
The exact number of accreditation inside, right?
Yes.
So you are saying when they destroy those ones, there are other ones they can use to replace those ones that they've destroyed.
Yeah.
Okay, Dr. Telwas, I don't know if you get what he's trying to say now.
Agree. So now the question is, how is the court going to handle this situation?
Okay, good question. Now that's why I said we look at the body language of the Supreme Court. When I said that it is glaring that the appellant, that is Oyetola, that it is glaring that the appellant did not provide in evidence but sought to prove about voting of examination of INEC's database or back-end server. Now, this is a Supreme Court giving you what their thoughts are. If INEC did not provide Oyetola with this BVAS and with this information we are talking about, how is Oyetola expected to prove overvoting in that case? Now, just oppose it with the case of Peter Obi and Atiku that we are facing right now. If INEC have that, as I'm talking to you right now, I can bet, and our people can comment. You could actually go right now and make your comment and make your input. Let's even understand if I am wrong. I'm talking about our viewers. What I'm saying is clear. In Rivers State, we have seen ballot boxes and different units, especially in Obiakpo, changing of results. Producer, please, let's even have a look of Obiakpo's results, those ones that are changed, because really it is the changed results that are coming from polling units that are actually the results that are being manipulated. If you look on your screen right now, this one is of Lagos, Ajeromi, Ifelodun ward on Enwema. You see this, when you see this kind of bloated results that are cancelled, mutilated, this particular polling unit, if you do a forensic of the thumb printing that happened, original valid votes in that very place, you will see it by the left hand side. This one that is already manipulated, this is the original. Now you can see LP here has 169 correctly. You can check the polling unit. What I am trying to emphasize here is that this particular polling unit that INEC have that box, the box that contains the fake result is what they will have. They will not have this other one that was not mutilated, then we have the one that is fake. Now, do you know why I also said it's an open secret? Because those thumbprinting that is done there is fake. They are not valid votes. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that when you go into that very place and you do a forensic examination of those thumbprinting, only 2 or 3 votes valid that are invalid there will kill the whole story we are talking about. Dr. Etel, though we have a caller, let's even hear what this caller has to say. Then we'll take you off from there. Hello, who is on the line?
Hello, good afternoon.
Afternoon. Who are you and where are you calling from?
My name is Viko and I'm calling from Abia State.
Okay, let's hear you. Are you conversant with the conversation we are having? You understand what we talk here today?
Yes.
Okay, what will be your contribution quickly?
Okay, I have a question. In all these polling units that we are raised, that all these what should I call them? All these stuff went away with all these ballot paper and everything else. Like, how are we going to fish out those people? Is it possible that the Supreme Court can perform a forensic, tell INEC to do a forensic, how should I put it? Do some forensics on those papers and find out which polling units we are in and cancel those polling units. Is it possible? I don't know if my question follows.
Yes, your question follows, and let me respond to you. It is not for Supreme Court to act. What we are talking here is that first, and P2B has requested, even through the court, that the information be availed to them. That is, make them give them that ballot box, the contents of the election that they are going to inspect, the materials to inspect. They did not allow them to get to those materials. So if they not give them access, and Supreme Court language, body language now, they talk say you must prove them and you must bring those evidence, make them foresee them. If they not give P2B and Labour Party access, how them go come prove say that those things were contained inside the ballot boxes where there's nice say na fake votes, no be say na valid votes. It is not the Supreme Court or even tribunal. Now then go begin the talk. Now you will carry go court. Now you go prove. So INEC no agree give them that very particular thing, and that's why I say the thing be open secret. So another caller there on the line, Dr. Etel, I beg just hang on 1 minute. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, please, who is calling and where are you calling us from?
Hello?
Yes, please, who they call and where they call us from?
Good afternoon. I'm for the talk.
Okay.
I come from Viko.
Okay, I beg, make you, waiting there to disturb you now, make you talk, quick.
Concerning what you want to talk for this IRS, and I heard the story for women. But I say to me, I be one of the people where supervise Ajeromi as a polling unit agent for PPS. So based on all those things, even after the election, I go down to meet other polling unit agents of Labour Party, which that is not where I see. I noticed a Labour Party clear every part, all the polling units for Labour Party na clearer, and 100 and something votes. But when I come to look the IRS, I find that they come to start to populate the results. Voting the original from ECC on that day is different from voting the IRS. Like for the one of Wima, I did there, but I see the listing. It was 250. Then Labour Party score for Wima there. But voting IRS score What the IREF show is different. They reduce our well way, carry and see. So that's why I say, as you mentioned, I say make I talk because I was among those that survived Ajerumi as a polling unit agent for Labour Party.
Okay.
And I see the kind of high score where it will be proof for this. But not be waiting the IREF. So it's obvious that they gave APC.
Okay, be like say Dr. Talbot won't ask you a question. Sure you dey hear me?
Huh?
Dr. Talbot won't ask you question, make you know whether you dey hear am.
I don't think so. Hello?
Email here, make we see them, then so that we go bring the copy of the authentic you get, print the one way there for IREF, show the world, make them see the mago way INEC do. If you do them,
Okay, if you like say the phone in down court, but Dr. Etel, you see, some of the people who said in the phone us, if you like say the guy they call back, Abby. Another person, I don't know they hold on with the call first. Look, we attend to this one. You see, Dr. Etel, many people they call for line, bring all their issues, arise this thing where we make our viewers understand. And people when they make comment, if you know fit answer your call, make you for drop your comment tomorrow day, we go still bring up you fit call. So this last caller now. Talk say for Wilma, for this place where they display, say in the there and waiting with the display now, no be waiting, in don't check am for IREF, say see waiting the IREF and then get original results, no be the same thing. Now, the question be say, waiting be the open secret where they there. That multilated results where they for IREF, then go down put fake ballot papers for inside that very container where they carry all the ballots on printed paper. Now the fake ones where they don't adjust, now go there inside there. Waiting at the talk will be secret, but if they open, be say that box as we they talk now, they in custody of INEC. Now waiting at the talk, and if INEC release that box of this particular polling unit for Wilma, or that one for Obiabo, plenty places for Obiabo when they show, you go see say, all, even forensic go show say, all the thumbprint where they there, now one person go thumbprint like 100. So even if now only 2 or 3 places, what we just see say, now the same time, cancel, you understand me? So waiting at the talk, will be secret, yet it dey open. Now the fact say that ballot boxes will contain the voting where people do, the ones will be saying no be valid votes, it dey inside INEC custody. Now make INEC release that very box, make we for know whether this election rigging where we dey talk no happen. We don't show you the one on Wilma. We can show you many places through the form EC8A forms where we say there's something they multilated. Each one of those multilated forms, or the ones where we say it blank, when they show for IREF, something happened on that location. Like this one where you see now, this one na FCT, municipal. Ward Kabusa, that is Rubber Federal Housing Gate. If you see them where it dey clear like this, but you go for IREF, you see them say it dey multilated, or then change the bill. Just go check for that ballot box where they for this particular polling unit is still there. But the things where you go see inside now invalid votes, now in go there. The number of valid votes when go there very small. But you go see doing forensic, you go see say fingerprints of one person fit there like 100 or 50, which tells you that it is not, it's a secret, but it's open. because the evidence is still out there. Even if INEC fit manipulate the total numbers wey comot from BVAS or even wetin dey for IREF, the one wey dem no fit manipulate na the ojoro thumbprinting wey don happen for inside the boxes wey still dey. Go check am. You will find out that there are invalid votes that are in those places. The question is Supreme Court body language is telling you that you must provide those things, and INEC is not releasing them, and nobody is doing anything to make INEC release those things. How are you going to satisfy the requirements of the Supreme Court? Dr. Etel.
So, well, left to me, from everything you have said and what we have observed here today, it is obvious that INEC has fake ballot boxes in their warehouse, stuffed up with fake thumb-printed ballot papers in their warehouse.
Exactly.
To match the number of voters accredited, and that those fake thumb-printed ballot papers will finally, according to their plan, be equal to what they declared in favor of APC. So everything we are seeing on IREF mutilated is make-believe. The onus is now on one, the original EC8A form that the other parties, whether it is PDP or Labour Party, they have from the polling units where the elections were concluded, because we know, like this place, they are scattering, the election was not concluded. And for those places where elections were not concluded, for them to push for a forensic examination of all those polling units, let INEC produce the ballot paper of those places and let it go through forensic examination to know when one thumb may have printed more than one ballot paper. Because if one thumb prints on more than one ballot paper, it destroys the whole polling unit. Thirdly, they also need to...
Okay, go ahead.
I wanted to say thirdly, they also need to check out for the polling unit where maybe Labour Party has a stronghold and they destroy it without even replacing it, to make sure that they were not completely disenfranchised or suppressed, because that's another strategy. Destroy it because we know that all the votes coming there is from them. Don't even replace it at all, and then just publish a mutilated result. If those people in court were able to take this little suggestion we're giving here, it will do them a great good, because indeed, INEC is out to do what? To tell more lies to cover the previous lie they have told.
Okay, Dr. Etel, let me give you a practical example of this open secret I'm talking about. You recall in Kanu East local government, Enugu State.
Yes.
Total votes before they took it to Abuja for a review was 30-something thousand by PDP, correct?
Yes, yes, please.
They said they carried the whole material house. If our producer had that very video, I wanted you to hear it again from the mouth of the rec, INEC rec. He said they carried the whole materials, which means the whole unprinted materials, then carry and go to Abuja. Now, if they get to Abuja, when they finish with that very votes, they say they remove about 13,000 something votes from that Kanu East of PDP. From that 33,000 something, they reduced it to about 16,000 something, without giving the reason why they cut down about 13,000 plus votes from PDP. But I want you to see that if they know that those ballot boxes and those votes that they took to INEC headquarters for review were fake votes, they were not valid votes, they should have done either a forensic to check why there was overvoting for them to have cut it down, to find out, to cancel all of those things. They did not do that. I bet you that all what PDP stuffed in that local government is still with them. And you cannot stuff 33,000 votes without having about either 10 or 20 different people, same person, thumbprinting in that very place. So what I'm trying to say here as an open secret is that INEC have these fake votes in their vault. They have it. It is not a secret, it is open. They have it. It's just for either release it to Labour Party, release it to PDP, or even when voters like us that voted on that very day, that they threw away our vote. Of course, I don't know how the law permits it, but we can insist. Let me check and find out in that ballot where I dropped mine, whether my ballot is still there. If the law permits me, I will bet you that where I voted, mine did not count. It's not there. It is fake votes that are there.
Mr. Chidi, speaking on open secret safe, I don't know if you remember the day we had Mr. Verily Nice in the studio with us, that he was talking about Amazon Web Services and how the IREF server and everything works. So, you know, say INEC, they talk, say, technical glitch or cyber attack, blah, blah, blah. Now, there's a man, he's a Labour Party chieftain. According to what I read, the man is the personal assistant or something like that to Peter Obi on, I think personal advisor to Peter Obi on public affairs. So this man was saying that Labour Party actually reached out to Amazon Web Services. Amazon Web Services is the company that hosted the whole IREF server and everything. And now this same company, they host US military website, their server and everything. So the Labour Party reached out to them and asked them about that presidential election, 25th.
Caller, hold on, I beg, make she finish just 1 minute. Yeah, go ahead.
So Labour Party asked them that about the 25th election, was there any time that there was some sort of technical glitch, or was there any time that there was cyber attack or anything like that, the ones hosting this IREF server? And they said there was nothing, there was no record of technical glitch, there was no record of attack on everything. So this thing where INEC, they talk from saying that them use their hand of the IREF server or whatever, or saying a technical glitch, say it did very, very wrong. So now, with all these evidences and all these things, is it not enough to annoy this election completely? Because this thing don't too plenty.
Peace, we'll get to you, I beg. Caller, I beg, who they call and where they coming from? She on no say we no get time again, and they take call. Okay.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon. Now, who they follow us talk?
The line is really not. The line is really not good. Are you hearing me?
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Okay. Mr. Chidi, first of all, let's tell on our that our country today. So I say you understand what I believe peace and Dr. Selba. The quick question what I want to ask on is say, I should say Labour Party get all the polling booths where they send their agents go. Una don't try gather all the whole EC8 where they themselves sign their own signature to present, because talking about the forensic that one go when there is much doubt about the EC8 where no party get. Because before you put it into forensic now, first of all, just a literal look on the ballot paper will show whether this ballot paper, the state where LP gets, it corresponds with all those ones where they bring out the result.
I think first the line they're very tense and is cracking, so we have to cut it off, probably attend to it by tomorrow. Dr. Etel, I think waiting this caller, they ask now whether party agents get all the forms, EC8A forms and all of that, all of those things. And also he's looking at whether the, I think whether if they start doing forensic, whether it will take a whole lot of time and something like that. My own is, my response to him for the purposes of our viewers is one, PDP is a party that has structure across the federation and should have agents across the whole polling booth. LP, yes, relatively a new party.
Chidi, let me tell you, don't worry, that is a big time bomb that is coming. All the EC8A form that will give us that will give Labour Party the majority of vote cast in Nigeria and 25% in 2/3 of the federation are not only available, they are sorted, they are arranged, they are waiting for the time when the tribunal resumes sitting in earnest. It's going to be firework. It's going to be firework. And there are some certain part of Nigeria, somewhere in the northeast and in the northwest, where they did not use BVAS to accredit people. It is going to surprise Nigeria, the shaking. When Peter Obi said, we won and we will prove it, he was not doing public relations. He was telling you what he knows and what will happen. That is why the Labour Party is also begging for this trial to be done live so that everybody will see it. If you don't have enough facts to showcase, you won't be begging for it to be televised.
Today, we really appreciate people who say the laws. If we know if it answer you, because plenty people they call, we know if it answers, so they digest these issues. I beg, tomorrow, now another day, make una no verse, we go open line again. Tomorrow, prepare your question, be direct to the point. I beg, make una no verse for us as time don't go. Please, I beg, make you just wind up. I did not give us signal since.
Yeah, like Mr. Chidi rightly said, for people where they call us where we know fit take their call, I beg, you feel still leave the comments. That's the way you want talk for call. Leave them for comments, make you no forget what you want talk. We go still see them and we go still touch light them tomorrow. Special thanks to Dr. Telbert, where they join us everly. They follow us, they analyze all these things. We say thank you very much. And more thanks to you people where be our viewers, where they follow us stand up for this studio every day where we come out. Una they follow us, they come out. Una they born una data. I say God go bless all of una. And if you know say you still never subscribe, I beg, hit that subscribe button and that notification bell way there beside them, so you go to see all our videos anytime where we drop. And if you want to follow us for all other social media platforms, we dey everywhere at Obidati Family TV. And you fit still see the link for the description under this video. Just click and we go take you there straight away. And if you want to show us support in any little way where you can, you go still see something for your screen. And if you want our cash app, our dollar accounts, anyhow way you want them, everything there for the description under this video. Do well to follow us. Tomorrow we go still carry our kaya again, enter studio, come start from where we stop again. But for now, una bye bye.